Hey everyone, this is Skye, and welcome back. Today is the first day that I've been able to wear makeup in like a month. So, I know some of y'all might think it doesn't matter whether you wear makeup or not and this and that. Well, for me it does matter. But, I mean, I like it, and it's my personal preference, so that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Okay, so I've noted. I know it's been a while since I've done a video. It's mostly because I've been working at my new job, and that's what I want to talk about today. It's actually more related to some health issues I've been having. I'm pretty much sure it's because of the job, not the job specifically as much as it is the schedule of the job. It's shift work, so basically I have to get up at 4:30 in the morning. The shift itself is pretty nice, but I have to drive a long distance to get there, so I have to get up really early, and it's not something I'm used to doing. Normally this wouldn't be a problem, except for the fact that I'm getting old. And I just don't think my system can handle it. So I'll begin the story right here. So after a week of working this job, everything seemed fine, but one day I started having some breathing issues. Of course, with everything that's going on right now during the COVID whole thing, and yes, I've had it already, and I know what it's like, but it just, I've heard of this thing called long haulers, where if you've had it before, there's a small percentage of people that may still have symptoms, residual symptoms, or other health-related symptoms. This is something you can Google. It's all over the news and everything, if you haven't heard about it. But I was thinking that might have been my issue. However, there was a number of things that was happening at one time as I was starting this job. So I was working on a hobby-related thing, and part of it was using glue, which was super glue, my glue of choice. And I've been doing this hobby thing for about a month now, or during that time for about a month. And being that it's really cold out and it's winter time, I was working in my garage, which was an enclosed space, and I didn't ventilate. And the whole time I've been inhaling, the strong fumes. Silly me. As well as sanding on plastic and stuff like that, half the time without a mask. So that's another issue where I'm breathing in really fine plastic particles. That's a double whammy to my health. But also, starting with this job, getting up at 4:30 in the morning every morning, and my clock isn't used to that. And the older I get, the more set my clock is, it seems like. But after a week of doing this job, I seem to have started having breathing issues, and as well as very bad anxiety. Normally I would think it was just due to a little bit, normally I would never have this problem, but I initially thought it was just due to stress. But this is something I hadn't encountered before. I was having classic signs of panic attacks, and I didn't know where it was coming from. At first I thought maybe it was because of the glue, and plastic, inhalation issue. But the more I thought about it, was the fact that the shift work was not working for me. Eventually, the symptoms got so bad that I was seriously having trouble breathing. It was almost feeling like I was having a heart attack. And after doing some research and stuff like that, it's just classic signs of anxiety and panic attacks. Feels like you're about to die. But before I did all that research, I ended up going into the ER, and they diagnosed me with anxiety and gave me a really powerful antihistamine that pretty much knocks me out. So I hate taking these kind of medications. They make me feel loopy and weird. So I decided to, take it when I needed to, if it was an absolute need. And I ended up only taking it maybe about about 3 times total, but I kind of stuck it out and just tried to use my mental powers, which I think eventually started winning over. However, continuing doing the shift work, I've noticed there's other issues that I was having, and one of the things is on my job, I'm confined in a small building, which is just basically a box, four walls. There's little movement other than maybe pacing around in that box, and then being there for 8 hours. Generally, I ended up sitting half the time, or more than half the time, of course. So there's a lot of sedentary kind of stuff going on. And then with the breathing problems and everything, trying to get over with the whole panic attacks and anxiety, I couldn't exercise very much. I couldn't exhaust myself, or it would just make the symptoms worse. So I ended up, for the last 2 weeks, just being in hell. Being the active person that I am and the goals that I have, this is not working for me. So I had to make a decision and back away from that post. And now I'm in the slow process of recovery, which I am recovering. I'm starting to feel better. I'm not feeling any kind of stress or anything like that. I have some residual problems or issues. Not a problem. It's just a minor issue. And the longer that I get back to my normal schedule and sleep patterns, I will most likely do a full recovery and get back to my active life, which I am now. I'm slowly just implementing stuff like my walks and stuff like that again. Workouts, I'll probably do short workouts, and then once I start, well, I'm already starting to feel much better, but once I start really feeling good, I'll start getting back into my training again in full force, and in my dieting. I am dieting, and that's the other thing is, just as an update for my diet, I am losing weight very slowly, in part because of my job, and in part it's slow because of the sedentary kind of job that it is. So basically I meal prep, and then I am able to put in the portions that I want, that I know that will help me lose weight. And that's what I've been doing, and it has been working. However, again, without the physical activity, the progress is very slow. It's there, but it's extremely slow. So I've only lost maybe about 3 pounds total in about a month, which is very slow for me. I'm used to losing about a pound a week, and hopefully I can get into doing that soon. But anyways, back into the health issues. Anyways, so I'm back to doing what I normally do, at least until they find me a different post that can fit the hours that'd be acceptable for my health. Otherwise, I'll have to find some other day job. But that being said, I am going to continue doing updates. It's just that I've been going through some stuff, and hopefully I can start posting my regular updates for my weight loss and stuff like that, and start making some real progress. I'm not going to go overly aggressive on it this time, as I was this past summer, but I am going to get to a point where I want to be happy and comfortable with the way my body looks, and that's half the battle, half the physical appearance, the mental thing. I mean, everybody's different. Everybody has a different idea of what they want to look like. I mean, it's a personal preference, and that's just the way it is. So until next time, I will catch y'all later.